So Captain here is one of my first ambassadors that I got, so I have a really special connection with him. He's about 17 years old and he is a red-tailed hawk. He's got a nice red tail right there, you can see. Captain himself is one of our easiest going ambassadors. He's really chill, really easy to work with. He's something that's called a legacy bird, which means that he was trained in an older style of training. Not what we do now, but he is really comfortable on the glove. He's a little stressed out today because he knows what's coming, I feel like. But he's really comfortable and fun to work with. He has a lot of personality. He's kind of more of a regal type. He loves presenting. We take him up to grandfather all the time, and he's really social, really interested in looking at people and spending time with people. So he's a really cool one to work with. Today we're just going to be doing an annual health check for him. So we like to make sure everything's in order for all of our ambassadors. Similar to what you would do for your cat or dog, we're going to put him under some general anesthesia and just take some radiographs, draw some blood, do a general checkup of everything that's going on with him and make sure that he's healthy. Since he is a little on the older side, it is important that we keep these regular just to make sure that he stays in tip-top shape for presentations. This is the first one I've been a part of for Captain, so this is a special one for that, but I've been a part of Stella's over there and Sophie's as well, our great horned owl, a couple of other ambassadors I've been a part of. But I am the lead trainer on Captain, so I'm really excited to be a part of his health check this time around. So hopefully he doesn't hate me too much afterwards. They do hold a little bit of a grudge after this kind of event. It's really awesome to be a part of these kinds of health checks and stuff because you actually get to get hands-on with this animal, you know, do the anesthesia and everything. And as you said, in much more of a controlled environment where we know that thankfully there's nothing crazy wrong. It gets you a little bit more used to the technique involved in doing radiographs and putting an animal under anesthesia and working that way with Dr. Sam versus when an emergency comes in, maybe now you have the experience level under your belt to, oh, he says, oh, you need to put this animal under, you can run in there and do that really fast because you've already had the practice in a more controlled environment. Typically, you know, your typical wild animal would not get veterinary care, hopefully, at any point in their life. But since Captain is one of our resident animals, and since he does have health problems, like he's blind in his right eye, so it is important to just keep up with that. It's also important to make sure that our care in captivity is up to standards, so we make sure that, you know, he's still doing okay in terms of his development and the way that his body is, and he doesn't have any new fractures or anything that could have been made in his enclosure that we wouldn't have known anything about, or any illnesses that would have popped up, parasites, anything like that he could have gotten from his food. So it's just important to keep an eye on that, especially since he is older. He's about 17. Red-tailed hawks in the wild live like maybe 10, 15 years, but in captivity they can live up to like 30 years. So cloud feather's about 27 now, so they have a lot of life on them, and especially as they get older, it's important to just keep an eye on things.